Welcome to our Spotlight series, and my name is Dr. Tejal Ramaiya. I'm a physical therapist and owner at Body Moksha Physical Therapy, and today we have Sarah Bodnar on our Spotlight series, and we're going to be interviewing her. She is a co-owner of Three Birds Yoga Studio, and they have two locations, one in South Orange and one in Florham Park. So we'll be learning a lot about her business and what they do. And as a client there in the past, like I know that they have an amazing business, they have an amazing space, they have awesome instructors, and their classes are awesome. So I just wanted to be able to highlight their business to other people who could definitely benefit from going there. So welcome to our show. Thank you for being here.
Thanks,
So just
Tejal. I'm very excited to chat with you today and get caught up again.
awesome. Yes. So share a little bit about how you started the business. And I know you guys have two locations, so maybe a little bit of background on both of those.
Yeah, sure. So I started teaching yoga about 15 years ago, and my business partner, Christina, and I taught at the same studio in Maplewood together. And we would go to each other's classes. We really, kind of respected each other's style, and that's kind of how we started to become friends. And I've always known that I've wanted to own my own business. Right out of college, I worked at Starbucks. I was a manager there for a long time, and that kind of gave me that experience of leading a team and growing a business. So that was kind of always in the back of my mind, but I never really knew what kind of business that would lead to. So as my passion for yoga grew, Christina and I started chatting, and it was something I wanted to do. Uh, and I somehow it came up in lunch. She was like, "Oh, that sounds really cool." And then about a month or two later, I get a text message. Are you really interested in opening a studio? And at the time, I was writing a business plan, like right when she texted me. And it kind of started to roll from there. I think she was surprised at how quickly I wanted to move because I had been thinking about it for a while and she just
Right.
got on
Yes.
board. Um,
Yeah.
so we found our Florham Park location pretty soon after that conversation. I'll be honest, there wasn't much skill involved in that. We were like, there's a Starbucks, there's a Trader Joe's across the street. This seems like a great
Perfect.
place. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I
at the
mean, that is
time,
a great location. I think
yeah,
I love that location. Yes.
it really is. And at the time, there weren't so many yoga studios around. So it ended up being a great place. We opened that 10 years ago, our first location. Um, and then COVID happened. I always feel like we're saying pre-COVID, post-COVID.
I know, right?
So when things just started to open up again, the South Orange location became available. It was a studio beforehand. And so we always, loved that area. I grew up in Maplewood, which is right next door. So we kind of jumped on it. And the
Mm-hmm.
landlord was very great about working with us because we didn't know, like, we were still doing virtual when we signed virtual
Oh,
when we
wow.
signed our lease. Yeah, it was a
Oh
little
my gosh.
crazy.
Okay. So what year
Um,
was that, the second location opening?
that was 4 years ago, so 2021.
Oh, wow. So just like right after, like the year
Yeah,
after. Oh my gosh.
yeah.
Okay. That
We
was brave.
opened. I don't know, we're crazy. But it worked out. I mean, when we
Hmm.
opened, people were wearing masks, so it was very interesting to like build a community where people couldn't really even see each other's
Face to
faces.
face.
And
Yeah.
but once things got rolling, we've been really doing great, and we've settled into South Orange. We had our 4-year anniversary this summer, and we did an outdoor yoga
Congratulations.
class. Yeah, yeah,
Yes.
it was really fun. We had DJ, we had over 100 people. Um,
Amazing.
yeah, so we've really kind of made our home in both locations.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So you guys have like a pretty good following in both, and I know you do like outdoor classes in both locations. Like you guys do some Florham Park and some also in South Orange, correct? Is that like a
Yeah.
regular thing where you do the
Not so much
outdoor?
now. It was really during
Okay.
COVID.
Okay.
Um,
Yep.
Now it's just, only on special occasions, really. We'll do
Mm-hmm.
some things outside. Um,
That's fun.
yeah, yeah, it makes it just a little bit more interesting and. nice to involve a beautiful
Can
space down the
so did
street.
you said straight out of college, like you worked at Starbucks and you knew you always wanted to open your own business. So
Yeah.
did you go to school? Like, do you have a business background in school? And like, kind of where did that
No.
passion come from? Did your parents have their own business or anything like that? I'm just curious.
No, not really, actually. I think I started working when I was very young, and I just learned a lot in that first position. I also have a background in graphic design. So, like
Mm,
after Starbucks, I worked for Toys R Us for a while in the
okay.
visual department, and I do all the design for the studio. So it was interesting, like how all of these things kind of merged together, the business side, the graphic design, the yoga. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and I really enjoy designing. We just did an overhaul of our website. Actually, for that, we
Okay.
hired somebody. I was like, I can't
Oh,
take all of that on. It was a big
yeah.
undertaking. Um,
Yeah.
but it was great to work with other designers and come up with something new and fresh that really feels like it represents us.
Yes. So
Yeah.
like, because as the years go, like having my own business, the business does evolve. So like you
Mhm.
kind of want to freshen things up and kind of make sure that you're speaking to the right people and getting that sense
Yes.
of community. So tell me a little bit about what your mission is behind your business and your like big why behind your business.
Sure. This might sound a little corny, but I really think the world will be a better place if more people practice yoga. You know, uh, the idea behind yoga isn't just the physical part of it. I think that's what everybody knows about it. But we like to really make sure we're honoring the roots of the practice, which is more than just asana or physical poses. So there's meditation involved, there's breath work, there's a philosophy behind yoga.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and it's about, helping to create a more spiritual life. So wellness in all ways, physically, mentally, spiritually, um, and really getting back to your own true nature, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So we really are, if you can believe it, born with a peace, a calm, a joy inside of us, and all
Yes.
of these outside influences take us away from that. So this is
Mm-hmm.
really like trying to keep things simple and get back to how we were meant to be, peaceful and
Yes.
calm.
Yes, yes, yes. That's amazing. So, would you say that's kind of similar to other yoga businesses, yoga studios, or are you guys more, in what ways are you guys unique from other studios? Because now there's probably a lot more studios than, because you mentioned before when you guys opened, there weren't that many.
Mhm.
So how are you guys different from other studios in the area?
Good. Yeah, so I think it starts with that kind of uh, we call it more than movement, right? So
Mm-hmm.
in a lot of places think about yoga as a physical exercise, and it's great, right? It strengthens us, it stretches us,
Mm-hmm.
helps us with aches and pains. But we try to really focus more on, or focus also on um, the philosophy, the teachings of yoga. So every class you come to will start with a Dharma talk. That might be, one of the teachings of yoga is ahimsa, which means nonviolence. And that's in a lot of ways, right? Your normal way, like physical, but
Mm-hmm.
also nonviolence in your use of speech, your
Mm-hmm.
thoughts, your actions. So we use our practice to also offer up these teachings, right? It gives you something to think about when you come to your
Mm-hmm.
mat. And so I think that differentiates us. And also, we try to stick to just doing yoga, where there's a
Mm-hmm.
lot of studios who will have yoga with weights and yoga with disco lights and all
Oh,
of these
yes.
things that I think
Yeah.
it's like yoga's been practiced for over 5,000 years, right?
Yeah. Yes.
there's something to be said about just doing the practice, letting go of
Yes.
all of the distractions, turning off your cell phone. Um,
Mm-hmm.
we ask people to leave the phones outside of the studio. So nobody will
I
ever
love
be
that.
taking a picture of you when you're in
Yeah.
Shavasana or when you're really practicing something that's vulnerable and personal.
Yes.
We try to honor people's space and give you a time to be quiet because there's not many places
That's where,
in the day,
yes.
right?
And that's the thing, like that's the greatest thing about yoga is, I mean, whenever I've come to a class, like the way you walk in is totally different from the way you walk out. And you just
Yes.
feel so much more grounded and like kind of within your own body. Whereas, when you walk in, you're kind of like, thinking about a thousand external things. And I feel like that's the best thing about it. And the more often you do it, um, I just feel like the more you kind of practice that way of thinking and it becomes
Mm,
your norm. And I
yes,
think that that's the greatest part about it.
for sure.
Um, so tell me a little bit about, you probably did touch on this a little bit, but is there anything about your yoga studio that you feel like people don't know that they should know?
Hmm. Um, that's a good question. I think, people are very intimidated coming to yoga. If you see images of people practicing, they're usually petite and super flexible in these crazy, crazy postures. And that's fun. That can
Mm-hmm.
happen. Some people can do those
Mm-hmm.
things.
Yes.
But it's not really what we do. You can come to an intermediate class and have a wide range of folk practicing, and there could be one pose that is done in three different ways. So there's something for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we use blocks and blankets and props. So if you can't touch the ground, put your hands on some blocks, right? It's not
Mm-hmm.
required. I always see that meme that says, I can't do yoga because I'm not flexible. Well, it's like, well, how are we going to get
Well, yeah.
there? Right. So
Yes.
people,
Yes.
you
You have to
know,
start
they start
somewhere.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. And that's one of our favorite things is having beginners come to the studio. Um, I think, we have such a great community
Mm-hmm.
that anybody who comes in is going to feel like they belong there. There's so many walks of life, and the age range is incredible. I have um, a fella in South Orange who's 86 years old, and he just had a hip
Awesome.
replacement.
Wow, that's
I
awesome.
love that. Like, and he does what
Yeah.
he can do,
Yep.
and we all kind of have that. Everybody's doing different things for one pose, which
Mm-hmm.
I love to see that.
Yeah. And that's the thing, like there's a huge I mean, yoga's for everyone, like, young teens and adults, and even if you're older, like my dad's 87 and he just stopped doing yoga like probably 2 years ago. He does
Yeah.
yoga at home. And he probably could still do it, but yeah, like I think it's amazing to be able to do it as you get older. It's just a great way to keep your joints healthy, your muscles
Hmm.
healthy, your tendons healthy. It's just amazing for the body. And the more mobile you are late into your 70s and 80s, the longer you're going to live and the better you're going to feel. So there's just so
Totally.
many positives.
Yep.
That's awesome. And I think that kind of goes into a little bit about like just some misconceptions about yoga practice. Like you have to be fit to be able to do yoga, but it's more kind of the other way around where yoga can also
Yeah.
make you fit. So, any other misconceptions you think that haven't
Um,
come up?
I think the misconception of the instructors is that we're
Oh,
like blissed out, like we're peaceful and calm and like everything's great. And that sometimes I say, no, it hasn't been that way. And that's why we've come to yoga because we're looking for something. Um,
mm-hmm.
and I think it's always challenging when we come onto our mat. You know, being overstimulated throughout the day with news, with social media, with family. Um,
Mm-hmm.
coming to the mat, finding a quiet place can be a little bit challenging because your mind is still going.
It's true. It's
Yeah,
so
it
hard.
takes an hour. Sometimes it
Y-
takes more than an hour to like
Yes.
quiet your mind. So I would think all of my instructors would say, no, I need yoga to keep me grounded.
Yeah.
So we're all kind of on that same path together, navigating all the ups and downs. So yeah.
Hmm. So does it, I had a couple questions. So does it take, when you're teaching a class, does that help to calm you down, or you actually have to take a class on the receiving end?
You know, I think it's important for instructors to have their own practice.
Hmm.
Um, I think it does help me get feel a little bit more grounded after class, uh, but I'm still practicing. So when I teach, I'm
Hmm.
not really doing the poses unless it's a beginner class where I have to demonstrate things. I'm more walking around the room and looking at people.
Hmm.
My uh, approach or my cueing is based on what I see, as opposed to just kind of feeling it in my own body and demonstrating everything. Also, just
Hmm.
walking around the room, I can help people. I can, bring a block to this person or show somebody a different variation. Um,
Hmm.
so there's a lot involved, but I think that I, I usually have to do my own practice as well to,
Yeah.
not have to think so much and um, yeah,
More
focus on
like
what
focus on yourself.
yeah,
Right.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
the balance.
So I like that because I mean, I like that I've been to yoga classes at different studios, and some of them do walk around and correct you, which I love, and then also give you the props because you don't always get that everywhere. So the attention to the person.
Yeah.
I love hearing that you guys do that. And is that something that all of the instructors do across the board, or there's some, because everyone has their own style. So how does it
Yeah.
work at your studio?
I think when we're looking for instructors, that's one thing we look for. Um, because there are teachers who can stay on their mat the whole time and
Hmm.
do the practice, but I don't even think when people are practicing yoga that they're looking at the instructor. Do you know what I mean?
Hmm.
They're in their own bodies.
Right.
And the idea is to kind of uh to be listening, right? So
Hmm.
it's definitely the senses are involved in that way where you're listening to the directions, you're feeling it in your body instead of
Hmm.
trying to look like the instructor.
Right.
Um, so yeah, and I think we're definitely looking at for our instructors to be like in the room as opposed to the
Yeah.
focal point of the
Gotcha.
practice. Yeah.
That's good. That's good. So I know that like anyone can do yoga, but do you guys have a specific demographic, like, or someone that you tend to work with more,
Mhm.
or want to see more of at your studio?
Um, Yeah, that's a good point. For a while there, I know a lot of you yoga studios would say yoga, like everybody is a yoga body or everybody can
Mm-hmm.
do yoga. We're for everybody. But I think in some ways you really can't be for everybody, right?
Yeah.
Um, so some people need different things and yoga isn't just a physical practice, it's just a part of it. So you could practice yoga at home and sit in
Mm-hmm.
meditation or do things mindfully, even if it's doing your
Mm-hmm.
dishes, right? You're
Yeah.
really focusing on
Mm-hmm.
that task. Um, I would say, we really do have a wide range of people. Um, but I would say it's people who are looking for um, a place. I don't want to say escape because that's not what it is. It's more
Mm-hmm.
like a place of quiet and grounding and settling. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so we definitely work on the physical body. And if you want to become more flexible, this is the place to come. If you want to become a little bit more stronger, work on your
Mm-hmm.
balance. Um, but like I was saying before, what makes us is a little bit different is that you're also going to learn how to like work with anxiety. Um,
Mm-hmm.
work with fear, work on uh, finding a little bit more joy and calm in your life.
Hmm.
So I hate to be like, bring me your stressed people who have just been, feeling depleted. Um, uh, y- so yeah, it's hard to kind of narrow it down. I
Hmm.
heard that people often call and say, "Are there men that come to your class?"
Yeah.
Totally. Like we
You
love
do
when,
have,
yeah,
yes.
absolutely. Um, and we welcome that. I love
Hmm.
a good ohm in the beginning of class when men are in the room because it adds
Hmm.
that dynamic. It's richer.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
so it really is for everybody. And I've been loving the idea and having this more and more of people who are focusing on lifting weights now. I know strength
Hmm.
building is such a big thing, but
Hmm.
having the balance of stretching as well. So, that keeps us from getting injured. Um,
Exactly. Yes.
yeah, so I love to see like new faces coming in, a lot of runners. Um,
Hmm.
and they're fun because they're like, "Oh man, I am so tight. I can't even touch my toes." So
Yes.
love to work with people who are just kind of, even if they're coming in once a week, there's
Hmm.
something they can get from it for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Because we see a lot of runners and triathletes, and they definitely can use yoga for recovery for sure. I feel like it's
Mhm.
an amazing tool for that, just to keep your muscles active and flexible, blood flowing. And if they have, any injuries that they're dealing with, it's like a day on their rest day. That's something that they can do, because a
Yeah.
lot of runners want to still do things on their rest day and they don't know what to do. So they just go out for a run. So it's just a
Yeah.
really good way to stay active without putting extra stress on your body. And with me, with I lift 4 days a week, and I mean
Mhm.
that's something that I've been dealing with more, is just kind of like lack of recovery, and I know that I
Yeah.
need to add yoga into my weekly routine to help with that. So I think it's an amazing tool for recovery, but at the same time, what you said, like the grounding, the anxiety, and we see a lot of women with like pelvic floor issues, a lot of
Mm-hmm.
postpartum moms, and like the breath work for the postpartum moms, and the breath work, and just like all of the things that you guys do are like amazing for that population of
Yeah,
people.
for sure, for sure. I'll just mention our restorative classes. Oh my gosh. So a lot of people take their rest day on Sunday. In
Hmm.
both of our studios, we have restorative classes in the afternoon. And
Okay.
that's where we see like a wide range of folk. And it's just like completely relaxing. You're on
Hmm.
the ground with pillows and blankets and bolsters.
Sounds
Um,
nice.
yeah, yeah, and perfect for recovery.
Yes. So do you have, I know that you mentioned, like the anxiety. Do you have any success stories that you can share where someone might have come to you who called and who had, like a high level of stress, and then after starting with you guys, they've kind of completely changed their mindset, or it's really helped them mentally?
Yeah, I mean, but there's multiple situations where that has happened. People just, struggling with something in their lives at that time. We get a lot of people who are going through cancer treatment, a lot of breast cancer survivors, and they come, with so many things, the anxiety of it, the physical changes.
Hmm.
Um, and we have gentle yoga classes, which are awesome to bring those folk back into it and just
Yes.
getting more in touch with your body again after it has
Yeah.
changed so much.
Hmm.
We're always reminding people to, honor where you're at in this moment
Hmm.
because it's going to change. It's always changing.
Hmm.
Just giving yourself some grace. Um, so yeah, we definitely see people who are going through treatment and this has just kind of helped. Even like the tools that we use um, to manage your anxiety when you're in an MRI, when you're going through testing, when you're receiving chemo. So those tools can really go with you outside
Yeah,
the
I didn't even
studio.
think about that. That's so
Yeah,
true. That's so true. Um, yeah, definitely. I didn't even think about like the cancer survivors. I'm glad that you brought that up. And you've mentioned a few different classes, the restorative class
mm,
and intermediate class, your gentle yoga class. Can you just break down some of the different classes that you
yeah.
have? Just
Sure. So we're mostly a vinyasa studio, which means movement with breath. It's very kind of flowy practice.
mm-hmm.
Some people call it like a moving meditation.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have different levels of that. So foundations that are beginner, and then we have a level one, two, and a level two. Um,
Okay.
so that's kind of really our root of our practice. But we also have gentle yoga, which is less like weight bearing on your arms. So not
Okay.
so many down dogs, not so many chaturangas, which are push-ups. Um,
Mm-hmm.
good for people who are struggling with balance or osteoporosis. That's kind of that grouping. And then, yep, we talked about restorative. Um, our other practice is yin. I love yin. So this is deep
What's
stretching.
that?
It's all done on the
Okay.
ground. Um, we're holding poses a little bit longer.
Okay.
And we focus on hips and back, which is like, the area that people are always complaining about.
Yeah.
And restorative, where it's very passive, it's designed to restore your tissues. This
Mm-hmm.
in is a little bit more deep, so
Okay.
almost like a deep massage,
Oh,
working
wow.
more with the fascia of the body.
Cool.
It is also meditative and quiet. It's a yeah a good practice for
So,
people who or might be a little bit more type A who want to get something out of the
oh,
practice
gotcha.
compared
Okay,
to like a
something that's it's just
restorative.
a little bit more intense.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
okay. All right, cool. Now, would you say that someone, if they want to go to a yin class, it's better if they've done like some of the other classes first, just so that it doesn't feel like too much for them?
You know, because it's slow and quiet and kind of still, um,
Mm-hmm.
it's very easy to follow along. We only do like 8 or 9 poses in the class, so the instructor can come around and really help you. So I think it's okay for beginners to come in. They might be set up with a lot more props than somebody who's
Mm-hmm.
been practicing before.
Which is fine. Yep.
Totally. I mean, whenever I
Mm-hmm.
can use a prop, I'm like, "Oh,
Hmm.
how can I work this in?"
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's beginner friendly. We have a ton of, I mean, all the gentle, the yin, the restorative are great for beginners. So is the foundational and level one vinyasa classes. Um,
Okay.
yeah, we really kind of jam pack our schedule with classes that somebody new can walk in and feel like they're where they need to be.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
And then what's the class times? Do they rate? Are they all an hour?
During the week, they're all 60 minutes, and then on the
Okay.
weekends, we have some 75-minute classes.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
it's funny, pre-COVID, classes were all 75 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Just really, you were able to get to everything. There's like kind of like an arc of a yoga class that is like the sun salutations, the standing poses, balancing, back bending, and then poses on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
60 minutes, can be tough to get it all in. So 75
Mm-hmm.
is great, but it's a lot for people to commit to.
Yeah,
So we made it work with the 60 minutes.
that's good.
Yeah, yeah.
That
And
way people are in and out or even come during lunch or
yeah,
yeah.
for sure. And they're mostly, I mean, we have a classes, I mean, depends on the studio. There's either a 9:15 or 9:30, then there's like an 11 o'clock. We've added 4:30 classes, which has been
Okay.
really great. A lot of teachers, we love our
Oh,
teachers.
good.
Yeah,
Yes,
and then people just have more flexible schedules now.
they
Um,
do. Yes.
yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
People
Yeah,
take a break, middle of the day and come in
they
for a
do.
12:30 Friday class
That's
is
awesome.
awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Friday is like a big work from home day, I think.
yeah.
So if someone's on the fence about starting who's never done a yoga class before or doesn't want to switch from another studio, like what would you tell them?
Mhm. So I think the feedback that I get from my clients more than anything else is that they love the community. They always feel welcomed. Uh, it's you can be somebody who is chatty and wants to come in and talk with each other, or you can be somebody who's quieter but still feel like you're part of something,
Mm-hmm.
um, which it's just a good feeling when you're coming in.
Yeah.
It's so funny too. Like some of the classes, there's a lot of chatter before class because people are getting caught up. And then other times it's like people just want to come in and be quiet and still. Um,
Okay.
but
That's
our,
good because there's
yeah,
something for everyone.
definitely. But our instructors are, I really believe our instructors are the best in the area. They just, any class you come to, you're going to get an instructor who really knows their stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and who can help adapt the practice for whoever shows up. And that's hard.
Perfect.
I'm always
Yeah.
impressed by our instructors.
That's
Um,
awesome.
yeah, yeah. So.
And then you mentioned community. So I know that you guys like to have that community feel. What are some things that you guys do to connect with your community?
Sure. So, well, right now, October 1st, we have a commit to practice challenge that we do at the
Okay.
studio. We put a
Mm-hmm.
board up at the front of the studio. Everybody writes their names on it. And then for each class, they put a little shiny star next to it. Um,
Mm-hmm.
it has become like people wait for this to happen. Like, it's so funny. There's something very satisfying about putting that star up there.
Yeah.
And it's not really a competitive thing. It's really just to get you back into the habit, right? September is always so crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So it's designed to get us back in the habit of just, showing up on the mat for yourself. You get a t-shirt at the end. It's
That's
coveted.
awesome. I love that you
Yeah, so
guys do it in October because you're right, like September, like a lot of people do these kind of things in the new year, but like in
yeah,
the new year, like, everyone's doing it and everyone wants to
right.
start working out. But like you're right, September's such a big break with the school year starting and the sports schedules changing. So October is like the perfect time to kind of reset your life and focus
Yeah.
it back on you. So I love
I
that it's
think
in
so
October.
too. Yeah,
That's
so I mean
awesome.
that's just fun in the studio, and we have lots of cool workshops going on. But even like connecting to the community outside of the studio is important to us.
Mm-hmm.
So every once in a while, we offer free yoga classes that anybody can come in and take. Our outdoor class is really fun. We
Mm-hmm.
close off the street. We have a DJ. It's like a little yoga party.
Yeah.
Um, and although we try not to dilute our yoga practice, we have done yoga with puppies.
Okay.
And that
You
was really,
have?
yeah, to raise
Okay.
money for a local shelter.
I
So,
mean, well, that's nice you're still doing it for the community.
right.
I love that. Yeah.
We
Yeah.
like to have some
Very
fun
cool.
too. We don't always have to
Yeah.
be so serious. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's always a good time.
Oh, that's good. So do you guys have any promotions that you guys do that you're running right now or any upcoming events outside of the commit to practice that might be for new clients?
Yeah, yeah. So we always run our new client special. It's 3 weeks of unlimited yoga for $49.
Mm-hmm.
So you can come as much as you want during those 3 weeks. You can try our different classes and instructors. It's just a really good way to get to know us and see what
Mm-hmm.
works for you. So that's always available. Um,
Awesome.
and then we have two retreats that we do. So um, our first retreat coming up, it's in 2026, which feels
Mm-hmm.
far away, but not really. Um,
Yeah. It'll
so
come up fast.
we go to Tulum, February 28th to March 4th.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
it's great. Christina and I lead the retreat. We do 2 yoga classes a day. There's one active one that's a little bit more restorative. Um,
Okay.
there's meditation multiple times a day, sound healing, cacao ceremony, and then
Wow.
a lot of time just like to sit by the pool and
Mm-hmm.
decompress. We always have such a great group, and I think we have 4 spots left in that one.
Oh,
Um,
wow. Is that usually people who've been coming to the studio, or are they people who've never come, or
It's
what's the group like?
usually yeah, it's usually people from the studio, but a lot of times they bring friends.
Oh,
So,
nice.
yeah, I mean, I have somebody who brought her sister who lives in
Mm-hmm.
LA. So it was like a
Oh,
great place
nice.
for them to meet up again. And
Yeah.
yeah, so I like that when we're able to meet people's family members or partners. Um,
Yeah.
so it generally starts with the Three Birds folk, but we have
Mm-hmm.
uh, a, a range of people. Um,
Okay.
yeah, and then the
Are
second
you
one,
guys offering virtual classes still?
no,
No.
no.
Okay.
Let me tell you, the minute
Okay.
we could stop doing that, we did. Because
I
there's something
know
about being together, you know. We do
the
still have
energy of
an on-demand
people in the room.
library. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So we
Yeah.
have recorded videos that people can watch.
Oh,
Um,
nice.
but we weren't great at it. So, and we're very particular. Like we really want people to have a real experience. And if we weren't like putting out the best quality, then it just didn't make sense for us. So
Yeah.
yeah, we're better.
Well, I think part of yoga is having that energy in the room and like, I don't know, it's kind of like a vibration and an energy that you feel when you're
Yes,
in there, which you
that's so
can't
true.
get over Zoom. It's just not the same.
Yep.
So if someone wanted to get in touch with you to inquire or, can they book classes online or do they call the studio? What's the best way for them to get in touch or get started?
Yeah, I mean, if you if you feel comfortable going on the website and booking it from there, that's threebirdsyogastudio.com. You can check out our new website. So
Mm-hmm.
that's easy. We also have an app, again, Three Birds
Okay.
Yoga. But if you have questions, you know, everything is on the website, but sometimes you have things that are specific. You
Mm-hmm.
can always call me. And I'm always the one who answers the phone because I love talking to people about yoga and, especially new folk who are a little bit intimidated. I
Mm-hmm.
can really guide you to the right classes. So yeah, all of those options are great. We're on Instagram, so that's, a good place to really get a feel for the studio and just,
Mm-hmm.
what we have going on, workshops and events coming up.
Okay, cool. So a workshop is someone that anyone can drop into.
Yep.
What kind of workshops are they? Are they catered towards like anyone or?
So Christina has a workshop coming up. I think I mentioned she's my business partner.
Mhm.
She has done an extensive meditation training. So I can't remember the name of it. It's integrating Buddhism, therapy because she has her LSW, and working with anxiety. So it's a three-part
Oh,
series on Saturdays in October. And there'll be a lot of discussion. She'll offer Dharma talks, which we kind of talked about before, just talking about Buddhist philosophy and ways that you can deal with your anxiety at any given moment. So a lot of tips and yeah, this one's going to be
oh,
really great.
very
It's really
cool.
filling up though.
Wow.
So should check
Wow.
that out. Yeah, that's in
Okay,
our
cool.
South Orange location.
Is it info on your website or
It is
for
on
that?
our website.
Okay.
Yeah, if you go to our
Okay.
homepage, you'll see the schedule there and you can kind of click through the workshops. So that one's gonna be
Awesome.
really
Very cool. Thank you so much. Is there anything else that you want to share?
fun. I think just like really grateful that you asked us to do this. It's funny. We haven't seen each other in so long, but I feel like we have that mutual respect and kind of work with each
Yeah.
other nicely. And you're always the place I tell people to go to when
Oh,
they're
thank you.
recovering from injury and so I
Thank you.
appreciate you taking the time to
Thank
chat
you.
with me today.
And we recommend your studio all the time. You guys are my favorite for sure. So it's
Thanks.
been an absolute pleasure today, and I'm so glad that you were able to take the time. And I hope we can do another interview in the future.
Yeah.